soul, you mean everything to Christ. And Christ means everything to me. I called on the Lord. I said, that Father, this is real. Will you watch over me? Will you raise them up to be strong? I'm just a man with flesh. This is what you called for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on. You said they follow the law, they doing it. You said under your house shine, they ought to love one another. And they doing it.
You're in front of the Israeli School, Universal Practical Knowledge, the Philadelphia Division, here at 3226 Cheltenham Avenue in Philadelphia. We're standing in front of the school right now, getting a description of the 12 tribe sign that's been painted by one of the brothers that was in the school: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel.
Shalom. Shalom. You've been waiting for this day, so this day has finally come. A lot of you have been wondering where this knowledge that you've been hearing is coming from, and the powerful truth that you've been hearing, how this was established. Well, we finally were able to arrange for the priests to come down from New York and spend some time with us. And I'd like to introduce them if I can. These are some great brothers. We're very glad to have them with us. We want to make them feel as warm as possible, because this is their work and the extension of their work and what they've laid down some time ago. I'd like to introduce, first of all, priest and Sixth Shield General, 4th in command in the nation of Israel, Lahab. I'd like to salute this brother. Macho. Barak. Yeshabim, which means sit. And I'm going to turn it over now to Priest General Lahab.
Come on, brother. I'd like to say this, starting off, we're very impressed at your school here, and we're very impressed to see that the brothers and sisters in Philadelphia think enough of the Most High and the Bible and the truth and your nationality to be a part of this, because most of the brothers and sisters are running from the truth.
Shalom, Israel. It's time to come get your full dose of truth for the week. You got Mondays, history class, taught by Officer 500 Shariwan and Officer 500 Ahabawan. 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday, you got Word to the Unwise podcast from 6 to 7 p.m. Followed by the main event, Captain and Priest Hadaria teaching scripture breakdown, the Bible like you never heard it before. 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Wednesday, we got Priest and Officer 1000 Awaja teaching you all about the law. Tune in. 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday, you got myself, Priest and Officer 5000 Kazak Moth, joined by Priest and Officer 500 Barak Yah, teaching you the Brotherhood class from 5 to 7 p.m. Friday, learn to speak in the Holy Tongue. The Lashawan Kodash class, taught by Officer of 1000, Qatar. 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, nigga? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, niggas? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
UPK soldiers got them killers with me, and I don't fuck with every spot cause it's too iffy. Real motherfucking prophet cause the Lord with me, but don't get that shit twisted, I got Drake's with me. Yeah, bitch, and that whole 50. Run up on me wrong, you gon' catch 60. Wait, you gon' catch 20. The other 30 for your homies, bitch, I got plenty. And I'll shoot this motherfucker till that clip empty. Taking orders from your bitch, you a fucking simpy. Shit, should be televised. The way I'm cutting niggas up, bitch, I'm a samurai. Niggas swear they in the truth, but telling hella lies. Stumping like you Greek, bitch, you Hellenized. The revolution gon' be televised, and what I see in my vision gon' leave you petrified.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, nigga? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, niggas? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
UPK soldiers lead cowards and all. So fuck a gas stop, I came with 6 pumps in my car. My niggas ready to swing, we like kids at the park. So touch a chair around this bitch and we breaking your jaw. They think we Christian but we not, nothing about us is soft. I don't know what you niggas on, but that shit get you off. We booted up, we came to take zones for real. Black 40 under my garment, I be dressed to kill. 4th dimension sitting linger, I be fresh for real. Putting scripts on your corners, but these here ain't pills. We rock covers, you official if you know those drills. Bread and water, you official if you know those meals. Yeah, you niggas soldiers get rolled over. You got police in your pocket, I got a judge in my holster. Oppressors out to get it, so remain sober. Or be chained to them chains till there's nothing that remains of us. A cult leader like Christ, we got the same culture. I bang on them, tell my enemies the reign's over. I up the sig and keep pulling like a chain smoker. The game ain't changed, One West stayed the same on them.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, nigga? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, niggas? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
Niggas talking prophets, yeah, we got plenty. We the reason why it's Israelites around the city. Call Kazak, tells the rock, bring Shamar out. We about to slide on them, see what niggas talking about. Young dog think he wise cause he a Kemet head. That shit lame, they didn't survive, nigga, Kim is dead. Where I'm from, little nigga, is a dirty game. I pledge allegiance to Yahweh, bitch, I'm UPK. Nigga, let's talk bodies. Set up on your corner, wake up everybody. Big priest, until I'm dead deceased. The mission is complete until you're off the street. So y'all on the internet, stumping down the street. But take the poor and the weak. Touch your sister or brother, you gonna be sleep. But take the poor and the weak.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, nigga? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, niggas? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
Fucking with the brothers, then I'm giving out major pain. Clip full of ball heads, I'm shooting out Damon Wayans. Driven ambition, I ain't never changing lanes. Wise as an old man, but I ain't slanging cane. This ain't a game, this shit way deeper than rap. You speaking the cap, but the shit y'all speaking is cap. I'm 5,000, but I still keep it a stack. I'm in the truth, not cause back then I was seeking the fact. Cry aloud for the niggas that's deep in the back. And the Lord with me, ain't no reason for keeping the strap. We peep the attacks, niggas say we ain't speaking the facts. Stealing breakdowns every time we teaching in class. Niggas snitching, y'all out here squeaking with rats. We be on the street corners teaching that Jesus is black.
We on 125th Street, Harlem, nigga, you see where we at?
One West, One West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, One West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, One West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, One West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West, One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga.
Ironic.
You know the truth is the truth, that's all I know. Cry loud and spare not, you gon' get exposed. A few real niggas left, you not one of those. Real soldiers, we was born to stand 10 toes. If he ain't one West, that nigga not one of mine. He got a purple 12, me, I got a black 9. The truth is the wife of my youth, chopper my concubine. Had to die to get my rib, that bitch forever mine. You know the game, a bishop gotta be blameless. But GMS teaching niggas to be rapists. They screaming we snitch. When Jordan Morgan was killed by your brother, y'all ain't say shit. Real prophets only dwell in the UPK, PSA, we don't sign NDAs. Real prophets only dwell in the UPK, PSA, we don't sign NDAs.
Hey, 100 deep, 100 shields on, that's 100 priests. 100 boots, that's 200 feet. Tongue like a sword when I fucking speak. Teach you how to fish instead of fucking leech. Stop selling drugs instead of trying to fuck with me. Knowledgeable, but I'm rude in my fucking speech. Life is about war, fucking speak. Make them wait a year before they fuck with me. Turn a street nigga to a fucking priest. Cross a priest and I promise you forever sleep.
Test. Shalom Israel. Shalom. Put a one W in the chat if you can hear me. Let me see a 1W in the chat if you can hear me. Hold on. Sound like I'm good here. Shalom. Let's get it started. Okay, cool. Shalom, Israel. Yahbashim Yahshua Barakatah to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Bashim Yahweh to the sisters. We are the ISUPK. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, in 1969. And we are under the great tutelage and leadership of Commanding General Yohana. If you're not in the ISUPK, you're not in the truth. If you're not, I'll say it again, if you're not in the ISUPK, you're not in the truth. You somewhere they lying to you, fake camp, so you might just be a Christian camp, right? The name of today's class is, what is the name of the class today? Your leaders have failed you. Your leaders have failed you, right? And with saying that your leaders have failed you, what we're going to do is we're going to look back at the different leadership that individuals that's supposed to lead the black community here in this Babylonian hell called America, right? You look at different individuals that's supposed to lead our people, and what did they do? What did Martin Luther King do, right? Martin Luther King said it himself that he think he has led his folk into a burning fire, into a burning house. I didn't say that. King said that. Right. And he tells you to hold the hand of your oppressor, right? And he told you to hold the hand and walk down the street with your oppressor, right? Put you right into the, look at this. You have a lamb. Can you put a lamb, right, in the cage with the lion? If you put a lamb in the cage with the lion, what's going to happen? You're going to have some lion doo-doo and no lamb, right? That lamb is going to get eaten, right? Pull up. I pulled some notes on this earlier because we got different individuals in the Bible that didn't lead their people correctly. You know, you can start, we can go to Saul, didn't lead his people correctly. He was supposed to do some things that the Lord had him set up to do that he didn't do. And with him not doing that, the people were punished. So understand is that with our leadership being in shambles, right, I'm talking about being in Babylon. These black leaders that say they supposed to lead us, right? The Christian church was supposed to be a leader and a guidance. They did in the 60s when they were bombing churches and everything like that. But then they had you do what King did, was hold the hand of your enemy. And look at your neighborhoods now. In the 60s, when you were separate from your enemy, right? You own 50, 60, 70% of the you own 50, 60, 70% of the businesses in your neighborhood, right? Now, what's the percentage of the businesses that you own in your neighborhood, right? I remember growing up seeing black gas stations, black-owned gas stations. I can't tell you what one is today. You, sir? Are you there yet? I can't tell you where one is today. I'm gonna grab this scripture real quick. Let's see. Which one I want to pull out, right? You know, you had different individuals in the Bible. Saul was supposed to lead his people, right? Even Aaron. Aaron was a leader of the people, and then guess what? He did some things that wasn't right. What was it? Golden calf. You know, a couple different. King Solomon. Think about it. King Solomon was supposed to lead his people, and what happened? He ended up getting all these different women from these heathen nations, and he allowed these women in his older age. Think about how wise and great Solomon was. He allowed these women to do what? Convince him. I think it's 1 Kings 11:1. He allowed his wives in the older age to convince him to take on their customs, right? So he was as a wise, great man, and then in his older days, he started to take on the customs of his pagan wives, basically, his heathen wives. 1 King 11:1, right? So understand, good leadership is what the black community needs. But we've seen failed leadership, right? This was Solomon right here. This is 1 Kings 11:1, right? It says, but King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites. Edom has some Chinese women, some Japanese women, some white women, Zionites, the Hittites. Verse 2, of the nation concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come unto you, for surely they will turn your hearts after their gods. Think about what happened to Solomon. Solomon starts to do things that turn his heart away from the Most High God, right? He started to follow their practices, the practices of his wives. You got something, sir? You there? Shariwan, can you hear me, sir? Yeah, I was just getting it warmed up. You know me. Whenever you want to jump in, sir, just let me know.
Yeah, I got I don't want to derail you. I got a video I wanted to jump into. So whenever you're ready, we'll get into it.
Let me finish this real quick, sir, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Yep. Okay, let's jump to 3. It said that he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. Scripture telling you that it turned away his heart again. Now understand is if your leadership is in shambles, everything up under that is going to be in shambles. Proof. Look at what happened with Martin Luther King. Look what happened with what's polite spiritual father?
Malachi York.
Look what happened with Malachi York, right? He was supposed to lead black folk into the next level of greatness, and he liked to play with little girls, little kids, right? Fondling little kids. That's what the people said, right? And not only that, you want to go into Islam? Well, how old was Muhammad's wife Aisha? They say she was 9, but she was really 6 when she got with him. She was 6 years old when she married him. Now, according to the Bible, I know what marriage is, right? We know what marriage is. So 6 years old, he said he didn't consummate the marriage until she was 9. Like, that make a goddamn difference. She 9 years old. You come after my 9-year-old baby, it's gonna be some war. It's gonna be some more, right? And understand these, if you see the leadership in shambles, then everything up under it falls, right? We're starting to see it in different fake Israelite groups. You got the Peg Master 3000s going on over there. You know, you got all that stuff going on. You got other fake Israelite groups talking about you can marry these young little girls. If you rape a girl, if you rape a woman, that's your wife. That's nuts. You rape a woman in my family that I know about, or in my neighborhood, my community, we're gonna get at you. We're gonna come after you. Right. We're gonna make sure that the law is justice is served. Because that young lady who was taken advantage of, that young boy who was taken advantage of, need justice, right? Let me jump down. I'm gonna jump way down here to 7 real quick, sir. It says, and the Lord was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, verse 10, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods, but he kept not that which the Lord commanded, right? So you think about this. Solomon didn't follow the Lord's commandments in his final days. That may have been the reason that Joseph wasn't a king. Because think about it, when you sin, everything gets stripped from you, right? We see it stripped from it. You got the kingdom was stripped from the lineage, from their lineage. The kingdom was stripped from it. We're seeing what's his name, Malachi York. He in prison for, funneling kids. He a kid funneler. Whenever you're ready, sir. Right?
Con, I got that video on him. We just play a minute clip, just kind of, for people who don't know who Malachi Z. York is or what he did.
Can you play it from there, or you need me to do it?
Yeah, I'll play it from there.
Okay, come on, sir. Come.
All right, so this was a sister who, who went through the tragedies of being under poor leadership. You understand? She went under poor Salaki, give me 1 sec, please.
Go ahead, sir. So, like we were saying, if you're under poor leadership, that's one of the things I love about the ISUPK. We got good, sound leadership in here. From the officers, the captains, the generals, we got good, sound leadership here. And if somebody get out of line, that issue that they were out of line with is going to be checked immediately, right? And you have to respect that those issues are being checked, because if you don't have a check and balance set up, a system set up, then you're gonna, you got chaos. You got chaos, right? You got individuals that can do anything to anybody. You putting the lamb into the den with the lion, and the lion is going to eat every single time. You ready?
Kind of. All right, I'm with you, priest.
Say it again, sir.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. All right. I can, I can go on. I can do this forever. I know how to talk.
No, we good. Yeah, let me. So I'll play this quick clip. All right, we're just gonna get through like a minute of the video.
In her new home, but then one day, one of York's wives finds Nikki alone on the grounds. She calls her over urgently, leading her to a private room. And that's when the woman tells the young teenager something she never expected.
One of the wives, she had a conversation with me and said, York would be the person that would teach me about sex, and she would help me and talk to me because, these are things that you want to know as a growing woman.
In a state of shock, Nikki doesn't know what to do or how to feel. She just listens. Maybe this is normal, and every other young girl in the community gets the same talk from Dwight York as part of his teachings. After all, he is the respected leader, the prophet.
One of the things that he told us is the person who takes your virginity, that's the person that you're always going to be connected to and loyal to.
That's when the 45-year-old York comes in and locks the door behind him, leaving him and Nikki alone in the room. The young teenager looks at the man she calls her father. Something feels wrong. Suddenly, a strong sense of fear washes over her. In that moment, the trust she once had in him shatters.
And he was just like, it's not a big deal. Like, why are you making this a big deal? It wasn't something that I wanted to do, and he just kind of helped.
Right, so, you know what I mean? You can imagine what happened from there. And so this brother, Malachi York, right, he created what you would call today a cult.
Damn right.
You know, he creates this place for Blacks, Hispanics, and Indigenous. Salaki, he creates a place for Black people, you know, the so-called Negro in America today, a quote-unquote safe place. You know what I mean? A safe place to come out of the hell that they're living in inside of America. And as he starts teaching these different ideologies, using the Quran, teaching that the Nubian teaching of, you know, we're descendants of Egyptians. You know what I mean? That Egypt and Kemet is this great nation, this great empire that once existed. You know what I mean? You might hear sayings today where people say, you know, we're the original people. We're the original people. Where does that come from? That comes from Malachi York. You understand? It comes from Malachi Z. York. And, you know, some of the teachings that he had. And in doing so, you know what I mean? He starts getting all these thousands of followers. And as he starts growing and gets more followers, they decide to move out. I can't remember if that was in Alabama. They find some land. You know what I mean? Find some land, start building up their community. And in the end, the FBI raids this place. He has some 40 counts of child molestation. You understand? One of the things that the FBI started catching on to was where that community was, the nearby hospital started getting an alarming amount of cases of 11-year-olds becoming pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, you know, helped further, you know, and many different things going on there. But that's one of the things that helped, you know, further the investigation and create the lawsuit, you know, against Malachi Z. York. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, many atrocities end up happening there. And again, this is a people who, you know, refuse to listen to Commanding General Yohana, you know, refuse to listen to brothers in the ISUPK, you know, who create a safe place for Blacks, Hispanics, and Indigenous.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? And in doing so, sad realities like this take place. You know what I mean? I remember I was talking to a sister not too long ago. You know what I mean? She knows about the truth. She knows about the ISUPK. And I remember her telling me, specifically that, you know, she can't get with the ISUPK because in the ISUPK, we call women bitches. You know what I mean? And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay,
say something.
Yeah, like I'm thinking, okay, this is the only reason you don't want to get with the school. And you know, I'm talking with her this and that. You know what I mean? And of course, as a priest, I understand it's about a lot more than that. But you know, as time goes on, I see her taking her children to be baptized and all this stuff inside the Christian church, and I'm like, you understand? And this is in Canada, and I'm talking. I'm like, you understand that, you know, the Catholic churches all over Quebec were literally shut down by the government because of all the child molestation going inside of there. And you're gonna bring your son to a church up in front of a priest to get I forget what it was, baptized or dedicated by this man, knowing of all the horrors that go inside of the Catholic Church. And it's very sad because, you know, these children, like the sister said, you know, she didn't have an option. You know, in that documentary, she repeats it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have the option of, you know, who to worship. You know what I mean? Like General Hyman says it all the time that, you know, like a lot of these women think that as a man, you don't have the right to tell your child who to worship. You know what I mean? And these children, they don't have a choice. You know what I mean? They don't have a choice in who they worship. They don't have a choice in their religion. They're just doing as their parents tell them.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And this sister, unfortunately, chose an extremely poor leader. Not just chose a poor leader, but, you know, ended up marrying this brother. That brother, Malachi York, had many wives. And this sister marries him. She already has a child, brings her child into this place, and then ends up, she gets molested, you know what I mean, as a little child. You know what I mean? And you could imagine the horror of this little child not having a choice in where she goes. She's in the middle of nowhere in this community, you know what I mean, where this man's touching, you know, hundreds of little kids, you know what I mean, touching hundreds of babies, you know what I mean? And so if anything to get from this class is to really understand, you know, the weight of picking a leader. If you could, Habuan, grab a beware of false prophets. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm going to play this. I'm going to back it up real quick.
If I may, before you play that, sir, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was heavy is that the young lady, she would have stayed until she found out that there were younger women than her that was going through the same thing that she was going through. Think about it. She didn't really build up the courage for herself to go and say something. But when she found out these other young women was going through the same thing, she's like, I got to get my people out of here.
Right. Damn right. Damn right. This is, you know, if I jump back just a little bit, you know, right here it said,
leader, the prophet.
One of the things that he told us is
Talk from Dwight York as part of his teachings. After all, he is the respected leader.
You see what it says? Malachi Z. York was the respected leader and prophet. Right? Go ahead and read that, Ahabuan.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 15. Beware of false prophets.
Beware of false prophets. Like, we really got to understand, you know what I mean, what Christ was teaching us. You know, it says in Corinthians that the wisdom of this world is foolishness to God. You know what I mean? All the understanding and wisdom that you think is outside of this Bible, outside of the prophets of God, it is absolute foolishness. And Christ told us to beware of it. You know what I mean? Like, and you got to understand, when you're thinking of beware, it's almost like, shoot, I don't know. You got places in, let's say, Texas. They got mountain lions or cougars out there. You're not gonna, you know what I mean? You're not just gonna run out into the wilderness or the desert or whatever. You know what I mean? Not being on guard, because there's so much potential danger out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're a brother or sister in the hood. You know what I mean? In the hood of Philly, where you got bullets flying, you know, inside of homes, you know, every day of the week. You're not just You're not just walking down the street without your guard up. You're on guard. You know what I mean? Because there's so much danger that's around you. And Christ said, beware of false prophets. Meaning, like, you really got to be on guard when it comes to picking a leader. You know what I mean? When it comes to putting your trust in a man that says he can save you, putting your trust in a man that says, you know, he loves you and cares for you. You know what I mean? Like, you really got to beware, and you can't use the wisdom of this world, because this is a great example. You know what I mean? My daughter came home the other day, and she's telling me how she has a new best friend. And when she's telling me she has a best friend, I'm like, who taught you what a best friend is?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who taught you what a friend is? Oh, my teacher told me that's my best friend. And I'm like, okay, so why is she your best friend? Oh, because we both like the pink car. And so I'm telling her, I'm like, that's not the definition of a friend, baby girl. You know what I mean? You can't pick your friend based off of, you know, liking the same color. You can't, you know, pick your best friend because you both like basketball. You both like football. You both like the same sport. That is idiotic. You know what I mean? That's how bad things happen, when you put your trust in somebody who is not a person of integrity. The book of 2 John verse 6 says, and this is love, that we keep the commandments.
That we keep the commandments.
And the commandments in the Bible, you know, is the epitome of integrity.
Damn right.
I mean, it will teach you how to be a man and woman of integrity. And when you're somebody like Malachi York, presenting to be a prophet, presenting to be a leader, or having the solution, you know, for the black man's struggle, you really have to look at the characteristics of this leader. You know what I mean? Not just that, Christ also said to know them by their fruits.
I was going to say that, sir.
You know what I mean? And so another good indication is time. You know, what are the fruits of this person? What is the work that they produce? You know, what are the people that they're raising up? The type of men, the type of women, you know, that they're raising up. And under Malachi Z. York, look at Polite. You know what I mean? Polite sitting in a jail cell, you know, following his father, Malachi Z. York. You know,
Ain't so polite now, is he?
Right? Like, come on now. Like, we really gotta, you know, wake up. If we truly love our people, like, we really gotta wake up and understand what's around us. You know what I mean? We can look at the fruits of Martin Luther King. We can look at the fruits of Malcolm X. You know what I mean? All the leaders you had ran down earlier. You know what I mean? You can
Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson.
What's the dude who was fat and he lost all the weight now?
Was that Marcus Garvey?
No, the guy, him and Jesse Jackson was like partners for a while, and they went separate. This dude was the FBI snitch, and he turned Reverend. Al Sharpton.
Oh, Al Sharpton.
Al Sharpton.
God. Yeah, it's really something to beware of. You know what I mean? We really got to beware. We really got to use the knowledge of this Bible to help us make a good decision. Because without this book, we are lost. You know what I mean? We are absolutely lost. We don't know how to pick a leader. We don't know how to recognize a good leader.
Damn right.
I mean, in many cases, which is sad, you know, we're going to allow our pride to get in the way of following a good leader. We're going to allow, you know, our lust for smoking weed to get in the way of following a good leader. You know what I mean? And in doing so, there's so much harm that's going to come upon us. You know what I mean? If you could, Habo, grab one more verse for me.
Do you want me to finish this scripture?
No, we can drop that. Grab Numbers chapter 16, verse 1. You know what I mean? Like, we go out here and you know, we make such piss poor decisions. You know what I mean? And it is not our fault in so many cases, because we're raised by Europeans. We're raised by the white man. We're raised by his ideologies. You know what I mean? Thinking that we can pick a leader because, we both like basketball. It's retardation. You know what I mean? Thinking that you can, pick your wife or your husband for the next 40 years because you both like, wearing Nike.
Pink cars.
You know what I mean? It's absolute retardation, Ahabo. You know what I mean? And it's such a sad thing because in many cases, in too many cases, you know what I mean? Things like what happened to that sister being molested by a man, you know what I mean? She now has to live out the horror for the rest of her life, you know what I mean? With that demon and that atrocity that happened with her.
If I may, sir, I never got the part in that documentary about how the sister came about to the Nubian, whatever the heck that was, to the Malachi York cult. How did she, because she was young in there, so I'm assuming her parents had to bring her in.
Yeah, her mother. I can play that from the beginning. And I wanted to play it, I just didn't have the timestamp. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Oh, you said number 16 and 1?
Number 16, verse 1.
Number 16, verse 1.
Okay.
Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Korah, the son of Levi, the son of Danam, and Abram, the son of Elib, and On, the son of Peli, son of Reuben, took men, verse 2, and rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown.
Keep reading.
Verse 3. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you.
Pause there.
Okay.
So, what we're reading is, Moses is coming out of Egypt, leading the children of Israel. And as he's leading the children of Israel, as the man chosen by God, chosen by the Most High, to lead the children of Israel, there's a group of men who come up against Moses.
Damn right.
A group of Israelites that gather together, they come up to Moses and say, you take too much upon you. You know what I mean? Almost like thinking, you're looking at Moses, who's leading this entire nation of people. And they're like, you know what, Moses, you're taking too much on as one man. You know what I mean? You're taking too much on as one man. We're going to go off, you know what I mean, and basically do our own thing. They were, as you read on down in the story, they're looking at Moses, asking him, like, is the Lord only with you? Why can't the Lord be with us too? Not understanding that the Most High is a man of war, that the Most High is a man of order, a man of structure. He's going to put somebody over you to lead the nation of Israel.
Damn right.
He's not, the Most High is not democratic. You learn that nonsense following white people. The Most High will give orders, and the children of Israel are to obey those orders. The Most High is going to set a king over the children of Israel. He's going to decide who's worthy to rule, who's worthy to, obey me and give out my instructions for the people to follow. He's not going to have 400 different leaders who are all going to take them to the same place. You understand? He's going to tell Moses what's good for the children of Israel. Moses is going to tell Aaron what's, what the Most High wants of them. And Aaron's going to delegate to other brothers, and those brothers are going to delegate to others. and we're all gonna be on the same fucking page.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? We're all gonna be in order. Just like think of a household. You got a brother who's in charge of his household. When you tell your wife what you want done in the house, she's gonna get it done, and she's gonna tell the kids, "This is what I want done inside the household," and we're all gonna be on one accord. We're all gonna be on the same page, and we're all gonna get things done. You know what I mean? That's how we're supposed to move. We're not supposed to have hundreds of different leaders. You know what I mean? And when you do that, you see the destruction. You look at America today. How many different what's it called? How many different parties are in America? You got 30 different parties. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to have a different voice and different idea as to how the country should be run. And what happens is just a house divided against each other. It's a country divided against each other. And then what do you have? Civil unrest. You have civil wars. You have ICE in the streets taking Hispanics, and you got people on the street, you know what I mean, running their cars into ICE agents to stop them from taking Hispanics.
Damn right.
The country is divided. You can't run a nation like that. You can't run a household like that. You can't run the earth like that. You understand? You're going to have so much division and so much chaos. And that's exactly what we have today. You know what I mean? China doesn't agree with how America is running the world. They do not. America runs over 180 countries on this earth.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
You don't think there's going to be a country that raises up to bomb the United States? That China's not going to side with Russia? That the Arabs aren't going to side with China? And Lord knows what kind of unrest happens. That's how you get world wars. You have all this division, all this chaos. Leadership is such an important thing on this earth. You know what I mean? And the Most High set this earth up where it was meant for Jacob to rule this earth, rule this world. It was meant for the children of Israel to rule this world. And the children of Israel being in that place under one man, under one king, under one authority, we're going to move on this earth and get things done. You know what I mean? Leadership is such an important thing. I'm back. Yeah, go ahead.
And what you're saying is so heavy, sir, because think about this, that the Most High only gave one people his law, statutes, and commandments. You know, the scriptures say he only gave it to Jacob. And Jacob was set to rule the world, rule this world, rule this earth. Right? The children of Israel are the only family that was given the law, statutes, and commandments. And those individuals, since they have the law, statutes, and commandments, they're set up to rule this earth. Nobody else. And until the 12 tribes are in rulership, this world is going to continue to be in chaos. Look what's going on now. You go to any major city, right? And it's a separation of rich and poor. You can see that immediately. The rich want more poor people, right? You know why? Because they can indoctrinate and they can enslave poor people with money. Mm-hmm. Right? Your churches, right? They're going to teach. They're only going to teach the doctrine that cashes them out. These big mega churches, they're only going to teach the doctrine that cashes them out. And you know what doctrine cashes them out? Everybody can be slave. Everybody can be saved. God loves everybody. That doctrine keeps money in their pocket. And with that doctrine keeping money in their pocket, they don't care about true salvation. They don't care about the true Bible. They don't care about, long as their pockets are full, they don't care what they teach you, right? I seen on the internet the other day, I forget his name, is one of them LGBT pastors, right? Now, how can you be an LGBTQ pastor when the Bible tells man not to lie with man as woman can? You can't teach the scriptures. You can't, or you only going to teach part of the scriptures. Understand this is that your Christian church, and I'm probably going to pull this out next week. Your churches, the Episcopalian and all those churches, the Catholic churches, they own slaves. They owned your ass, black man, Native American man, Hispanic man. They owned you, right? That's why these churches had what they have. They had stock. You know, the Catholic Church had stock in slavery, right? Think about this. They had the insurance bonds that for the ships that came over. That's how they got big. Because of those insurance bonds. Because if they lose a shipment, think about this. You got these containers that come from overseas. And if you lose a shipment, that shipment is insured by whatever the buyer or provider is, right? And it's insured. So if that shipment go on the ground, go under the water, these people get paid. So they were getting paid whether you made it to America or not. They was getting paid whether you drowned or not on those ships, right? You got to understand this. For them, if you drowned on the ship on the way over here or something happened, you end up being lost cargo. They don't have to feed your ass when you get over here. I don't have to take the hassle off to sell you, right? I don't have to go and clothe you or the little niglet that you just spit out. Because to us, we ain't nothing but niggas and nigglets to them. Big niggas and little niggas.
Yeah, no, that's so heavy. And you know what I mean? Like one of the things you had said to the point of the LGBTQ, you allow, you know what I mean, somebody who is not under the authority of Christ to start teaching people how to live. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get a teaching where a man can sleep with another man.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? And you start pushing this on the earth. Do you know how many people are gonna die of AIDS? You can see the fruits of these leaders. You have, you know, America trying to push LGBTQ over the entire earth. You're gonna go around unaliving millions of people. Like the Christ told us that the great commandment is to put the Most High first before everything.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? Like it says in the first commandment. You know what I mean? Like to have no other gods before me. If you put any other authority over this earth, other than the one that created this earth, you are going to kill people. You are going to have a swine flu. You're going to have the plague. You're going to have monkeypox. You're going to have so much disease on this earth. You're going to have animals go extinct. You're going to have nations of people go extinct. You had a mass genocide on the native Indians, the North American Indians. You know what I mean? Almost wiped out an entire race of people with fucking smallpox.
Because their asses was nasty.
You understand what? Like you cannot have another God over the Most High, over the God of Israel, because evil will rule and evil will win on this earth. So again, when Christ said, beware of false prophets, we really need to reflect on who's leading this earth.
Damn right.
Who's leading your household? Who's leading your family, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins? You know what I mean? Who's raising these babies inside the school system? Who's over the prison systems? Who's this boss deciding, you know what I mean, how a business should be ran? What do they call it? Fair business practices. You gonna leave that shit to Donald Trump? like what are we really doing? Who are we putting our faith in as a people? You know what I mean? If this world would turn around and say, we don't want evil men ruling the world, we want righteous people, then that is exactly what this earth would have. And that's why it's so biblical. It's so Christ returns, every knee is going to bow down to him.
Yes, sir.
The entire earth bows down out of fear of getting their head chopped off. You better believe that integrity is going to rule this world.
If I may, sir.
Come on, go ahead.
And that right there, that scripture, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess. That is so heavy because look at this. Do you think leaders like Donald Trump and Putin and these guys are going to bow down to a nigga? No. Christ got to come through and cut heads off, right? What's the leader of North Korea? Kim Jong-un was over at first. Now it's somebody else. I forget his name.
Mm-hmm.
But these leaders are not. They don't care about other leaders in other nations, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about other leaders in other nations. That's why America has the army and the military that it has. That's why China has the military it has. Think about this. They just did a march a couple months ago. China showing off his nukes, marching up the street. China's like, we ready to, if America get out of line, China is ready to shoot nukes at America.
Mm-hmm.
That's what China's ready to shoot. And guess what? China is backed by Russia. Right? Understand this is that the number 1, 2, and 3 superpowers on the earth is United States, military-wise, is United States, China, and Russia. So that means that if the United States is the number 1 superpower military on earth, it has number 2 and number 3 breathing down his neck.
Right.
Because they're waiting for America to do something so they can fire nukes, because they're going to team up and do it together.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the scripture prophesies this. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you like the class, share the class, subscribe. We need those numbers to go up. If you got any comments or questions, make sure you go ahead and comment, ask a question. Sir, can you see who we got online? We want to give them a shout out real quick, if possible.
Yep, quick shout out. We got Carolyn Radsville, Tawanda Williams, Nashar Gabar, Maria Dalton, Robert Tucker, Shalom Yabashim Shabbat, and Shalom to the sisters, Yahweh Shemar Thamba Shem Yahushua.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got another video which is interesting. I wanted to go over a couple of things in the video.
Yes, sir.
All right. Because there's something that, and it's to the same idea that the entire earth needs to know. Okay. There's a couple points I'm gonna go over. Okay. I found a video on some brothers who are speaking on the giving like a brief history of One West. Okay. Just a brief history on One West. I want to play a couple of things.
Coming to this work. All right. So the only notable people back then, back at One West, before me, you had Ben, you had Ash, you had Mike, even Yahawada, even notable people like Yohana.
You said notable people like Yohana.
Disrespectful bastard.
Right. Now this is a brother who I have no idea who this man is, okay? But he's speaking on some of the origins of One West. And one of the things he says, he joined the school in 1992, okay? And right now he's saying these are some of the brothers that were over him, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He said honorable men, honorable men who were over him, okay? One of them being General Yohana, okay?
So
they was there to harm.
Go ahead.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I took that as him trying to slight General Yohana, because he said honorable men.
Yeah,
Yohana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
enunciating the name, and then he kind of put the little undertone on his voice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that shit don't sit right with me.
And because you're an honorable brother, and it's like you notice it was almost like a hard hesitation to say Johanna. You know what I mean? He did not want to say Johanna. Okay, I'm gonna play it back just a little bit.
Back at One West, before me, you had Ben, you had Ash, you had Mike, even Yahawada, even notable people like Johanna, they was there. Tahar, they was there before I got there in '92. Okay, these were notable men. One thing about the House of David has, what we talked about the other day, the House of David has probably the most elders in one location.
Now, that's the first part of the clip I want to play, okay? So he speaks about some notable men who are over him when he gets into school. This is in 1992. One West has been around since 1969. Okay, he comes in around 92, speaks about some notable brothers who are over him. And then he says, he wants to emphasize that, the House of David has the most of those quote unquote elders who were in the school, a part of them.
Yes, sir.
Right? I'm gonna skip over to another part.
Because Yahweh Shah did say this word shall go across the world. Teachers got so many views all across the world. But you still got to be careful. And if you ever see one person say this school has the truth only, run.
Now, then he goes to say, and you can see, this is part of his. It's such that it was almost like and I can't say this is true or not, as to why he, kind of stuttered. But he goes to say that, it's like, let me play that back one time.
I don't know if you can hear me, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you. No sweat. Do your thing, Priest.
Yeah, so let's see.
Have the truth only, run.
So then he says, if anybody says they have the truth only, run. If anybody tells you that they have the truth and nobody else has the truth, run.
How many truths is it?
Right now, and this is what you have to ask yourself. If you could grab Philippians chapter 2, verse 2. You know what I mean? Because he says, if anybody says they're the only place with the truth, to run. Now, if you're just looking at this, I want to say from a carnal mind, that sounds good, because you've been raised by white people your whole life. You know what I mean? And a spiritual man understands that there is only one God. And to get a better understanding of that, there's only one instruction.
Damn right.
There's not two different instructions that the earth should be run by. There is, thou shalt not steal. There's, thou shalt not commit adultery. You can't steal. You can't kidnap another human being. That these things are against God. So if somebody says that, if anybody says they're the only place with the truth, run. It's like, wait a minute, what are you saying? Are you saying that other people also have that exact truth? Because if there's 30 different schools in Habawan, and we all say thou shalt not kill, is that 30 different truth, or is that one truth?
That's one truth.
That's one fucking truth. Thou shalt not steal, and it came from God.
Damn right.
It came from the Most High, who gave his instructions to Christ, who gave his instructions to the 12 disciples, who gave their instructions to us. There's not multiple different truths. So go ahead and read that, Abu.
You want Philippians?
Come on, Philippians chapter 2, verse 2.
Verse 2, verse 2.
Let me get there with you.
This is Philippians chapter 2 and verse 2. Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love.
Having the same what?
The same love.
What is love, Ahabawan?
What is love? Love is brotherhood.
Okay.
Love is, living, the word of God says that if you love God, you'll follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. So love is following the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Love is following the laws, statutes, and commandments. Now, was it not the house of David that, had brothers go around and told them to eat this pork?
I'm not familiar with that, sir. You have to.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Was those the guys that was having the Thanksgiving thing? You told me it was guys there or something like that.
No, let's keep going a little bit.
Okay, come on, sir.
Before I get into that, it says that you may be like-minded, having the same love. Love is keeping the law.
Yes, sir.
Keep reading. Finish out that verse.
Having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind.
One accord and one mind. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be on one accord and one mind. Now, what's if you're a brother who has, two minds, if you're a brother that has three different minds, the scriptures say that, it's like I'm paraphrasing.
If I may, sir?
Yep, go ahead.
If I may, sir, this is Ephesians 4:4.
Hold on. Before you get
okay.
And you can go there next.
Okay.
The scriptures say a brother with two minds is unstable in all his ways.
Yes, sir.
You can't be double-minded. You can't, believe in multiple different gods. You can't have multiple different leaders. You can't. If you do that, you are a very unstable person. And there's something scary about being unstable. Malachi York, he believed and he taught his people to read the Quran, to learn Arabic. He also taught them Kemet.
Yep.
Also taught them to follow the Egyptians. He taught them to have multiple gods. That brother is unstable as hell.
Damn right.
You understand? Go ahead and read that verse, Abu.
This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 4. There is one body.
One body.
And one spirit.
One spirit.
Even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. Verse 5. One Lord. One faith.
Lord.
One faith. One baptism. Verse 6. One God and Father of all, who is above all.
Who is above all. That one Lord, that one God is above all. That is our leader. You understand? One God, to have one leader, not to be double-minded, to have one mind, one accord, like-minded, no schism, speak the same thing, one baptism. Shout out priest and officer of war. One baptism, one faith, one fucking truth.
That's it. One truth.
Let me play that back real quick.
Hey, sir. real quick, just to throw something out here. You always hear people saying, "Well, let me tell my truth." And every time I hear it, I be like, "Nigga, you about to lie to me?"
Man, fuck your truth. Man, fuck
This
your
nigga
truth.
about
Fuck
to
your
lie to
bullshit.
me. Let me tell my truth. All right, you know, I think it's some bullshit.
God. Let me play that back a little bit.
You ever see one person say this school has the truth, but you still got to be careful. And if you ever see one person say this school has the truth,
be careful. If you ever see one man say he has the truth,
beware of false prophets.
Beware of false prophets. Don't beware of one fucking truth. Don't beware of a person that says we're the home of the truth. That should be your sanction. That's the man you hold on to. If you hear somebody say we're the home of the truth, you should look at that like, thank God, I found a place that isn't unstable. I found a place that's willing to stand on what they fucking believe. Even if we're wrong, Ahabawan, we'll find out. We'll see.
Damn right, you got to.
You're a person who doesn't stand on one truth. I can't even fuck with you. I can respect somebody who has a belief. I can respect the leader who stands on something. I can respect the leader that says we should all speak the same thing. Let me finish this up.
truth only one. Say it again. If any teacher tells you that their school has only the truth, you better run. You know why? Because I was there. All right, I was there in '92, and that's when majority of the fruit that came in at One West was there in those years, between '92 and '95. A lot of people don't know that history. All right, I got a lot of credibility. I'm humble with it.
Now you say you got a lot of credibility. You say that you were there from the beginning. How come I don't fucking know you? Did you leave?
He had to leave. You see, in the house of David, ain't that where Nate had went to when he left here?
God, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. You know what I mean? Like you can't be afraid of somebody who says, you know, they're the only place that has the truth. Because just like we read in Numbers, you're supposed to be following Moses.
Yes.
And what those brothers did under those sons of Reuben did, you know, coming up to Moses, so they're looking at Moses like, why do you take so much upon you? Aren't all of us with God? Isn't the Lord with all of us? Moses got on his knees and prayed to the Lord because he was praying to the Lord to save these brothers. Like he don't know what the fuck what the fuck they're doing.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? We're all supposed to be under one man. We're all supposed to be like-minded. There's only one leader. And that leader will rule the world. Yahweh Shai, under the Most High, is going to be sure that the LGBTQ community never has a place to stand.
Damn right.
That birthdays and Thanksgiving and Christmas and AIDS and swine flu and the Black Plague, you know what I mean? COVID, you know, people eating monkey meat and horse meat, bestiality, all different sexual fornication. None of that shit will stand. Because there will only be one truth. And that's what this world needs. We don't have that. Lord knows who's going to rise up and rule this world.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have 5,000 different people believe in 5,000 different things, teach 50,000 different doctrines, 50,000 different truths, and you have the same world, the same world that we live in today. Right? I got one more part I'm gonna jump to.
All on YouTube, you hear that. It's untrue. You know why? Because I was there. All right? I was the first graduate of what is known as the Trooper Program.
He was the he's the first graduate of the Trooper Program, Abawan.
The Trooper Program? Look. Every member of the ISUPK, every one of them brothers, that's officers, that's captains, that's generals, every single one of them brothers was a trooper or a student first. Is that not how it's set up, sir? So how is he the first? And he already said that General Yohana was here before. Right? He said, what did he say? Tahar? He said somebody else was here before.
Yeah, he said Tahar.
Individuals, didn't they have to go through it too? So either he confused or he's a liar.
Now let me ask you a question, Abawan. How many troopers have you seen leave the school?
Ton of them. More than I could count. Just troopers I seen leave the school. I'm talking ton of them.
What did Christ say again? Beware of false prophets. Being a trooper doesn't make you a leader. Being a trooper alone does not make you a leader. Becoming a trooper and staying with your brothers, you become a trooper. You know what you do? One of the first things you're told as a trooper after putting all black, shut your mouth.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Because your opinion doesn't matter. You understand that the scriptures say to lean not on your own understanding.
Damn right.
Don't listen to the voices in your head. Jeremiah says the heart is deceitful above all things. If it were just me to lead this world of Habawan, the world would fail.
You say what, sir?
The world would fail.
If it was just you?
If it was just me and I was just left to my own devices, I would fuck up the entire earth. But if I submitted myself to a greater man, if I submitted to the words of the disciples who submitted themselves to the words of Christ, who submitted himself to God, the world will live.
Damn right.
That's how it works. So if you were once a trooper, did you go off and start teaching other things? Or did you teach the exact same thing that you were taught from the men above you? Because if you're teaching, think about this, Abawan. What did he say? He said, beware of any school that says they are the only ones with the truth. You know what, Negro? If you were in another fucking camp in another school teaching the exact same thing, you wouldn't care.
No, you wouldn't. You know why? Because you would call yourself a member of the ISUPK.
You'd be teaching the exact same thing.
Because you know what's saying?
Think about this. If you're a Habawan, if you go to the UK and you stop calling yourself the ISUPK and you say, you know what, I'm the camp of rainbows and I don't know what the fuck
cupcakes. Rainbows and cupcake camp.
And you teach the exact same thing that we're teaching in the ISUPK. Why would you say to be afraid of us or to be aware of us? We're all teaching the same fucking thing. Who cares? if you're over there calling yourself Rainbow so and so, and you're teaching that a man can have 100 wives, and I'm in the ISUPK inside of Canada saying a man can have multiple wives, why would I tell anybody to beware of what I'm saying?
Damn right.
We teaching the same fucking thing. Who cares?
You know where you would care, right? You would care when you say it's too much polygamy. That's when you would care. Like these brothers is over there ruling, and you got a problem with it.
Let me finish this out.
The trooper program that Marshall had created, something called a trooper program. And I think Ashman, you might have heard Ashman talk about how it was created. All right, it was so many of us and so many young brothers coming in that the Most High showed Marshall, said, hey, everybody can't stay in this one place. We got to teach them how to start their own school. That was Marshall's plan. Everybody go out. You stay with us a certain time, but then you move on. We're going to teach you the law. We're going to teach you the Hebrew. We're going to teach you the Gospels. We're going to teach you the prophecies for 2 years. It was a 2-year program. All right? A 2-year program that we had to submit to. Brother Kawazar Kud was there. Brother Kawazar Allah, the Hebrew brother. These are some notable men. Zabak. All right? These are notable men. The brothers from Jersey, Bakwash, Gabar Bakar, Danya Allah, the brother in Florida, Wanya. All right, and these are some notable men that were back then. We was actually one of the first fruits of the Truth program. Okay, and we graduated from that program.
Now, let me get one more thing out. So Marshall teaches you, brothers. Marshall, this is what he's saying. We had a 2-year trooper program to learn the law, to learn the Gospels, to learn the Hebrew. After he learned those things, Marshall said he told us to go set up a school. Now, wouldn't that mean, Ahabawan, if after listening and following Marshall and the men above him, that if he goes and opens a school, Marshall is now saying that I can trust you to go teach and raise other brothers up the exact same way?
I trust you to lead.
Not because you're following the own shit in your head, but because you're doing what the fuck I tell you.
Damn right.
That's the concept. We go start 100 different schools. We're all going to teach the same thing. We're all going to report to a man that reports to a man that reports to a man that reports to the highest ranking man that reports to Christ.
Damn right.
And we're all going to be on the same page. Let me play this last part right here.
You simple ones, it is as simple as you can be. Selling crack, selling reefer, selling every damn thing. You sell your mother for $1 because you want to be like the white man. When you simple-minded Negroes in America gonna stop being the little punks and faggots that you've been in this country and stand up and be real men again? What the hell are you afraid of the white man for? He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. You can't be like him. When you want to be like him, you end up dead or in jail or out of your mind. You become a faggot or a lesbian or a drug addict.
Now, I noticed this here, Ahabawan, at the end.
Say it again?
I noticed this at the end here, right? He's talking about One West, right? And it says, first you got the 7 heads. Masha, Ariyah, Yaiqub, Lahab, Yeshaya, Shar, and Kazak. Right?
Yes, sir.
Then under there, right, the 7 heads. Then it says under there, then it says 1984, Barak Tahar Yahana. Is he speaking about Commanding General Yohana? Was that one of the brothers that was there back in '84?
That's in '84,
right? Now, then you go down.
You want to be like him? Why don't you be yourself, simple? Too damn stupid to stand up and be yourself. All of you always praying to the white image. How in the hell can a nigga in America pray to a white man for justice? That's what you call a jerk. A jackass. Somebody needs that. That old stupid nigga told me the other day, color don't matter. Don't nothing matter until the white man put his damn spit up your behind in his community. When you work in a white neighborhood, niggas color matters then, don't it? When you work in a white neighborhood, niggas color matters then, don't it? It matter when they shot out on purpose, didn't it? It matter when you gotta get a job, don't it? Tell me color don't matter. Nigga, if color didn't matter, you would have the same amount of money and resources as Donald Trump. Don't you pay?
Then you got some trooper program. Brothers who are in the trooper program, you got these different leaders. Then at the end, what does it say, Habawan?
I can't even see that, sir.
It says in 1995, after following down from this leadership, we got Masha starting the House of David. And it says House of David schools, Habawan. The first one is Great Millstone. That's the one of the first schools that's the first school he lists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does Great Millstone teach what the seven heads used to teach?
If Great Millstone taught what the seven heads used to teach, wouldn't they be ISUPK? You know, I hate to answer a question with the question,
right?
But you know, that's the think of it logically. If anybody taught what the seven heads taught, wouldn't they be ISUPK?
We would be, well, what we would be more importantly, we would all be like-minded.
Damn right.
We would all be on one accord. We would all, like I said, be teaching the same love that was taught to us.
Damn right.
Love is not sleeping with an underage girl.
It's not.
That is not love. And when you get a place that rises up and teaches something different, what did Paul say? If even an angel from heaven comes to you and teaches another doctrine, let him be accursed.
He said, even if an angel from heaven.
Because if a so-called messenger from heaven comes down and tells you it's okay to sleep with an underage girl, good Lord, I can't say Lord be with that angel, because the Most High is going to do something to that angel, Habawan.
Yes, sir.
What does it say? If any of you offend one of these, little babies,
it's better for you to tie a millstone around your neck and toss your ass in the water.
Because the Lord understands the plight of a underage child. He understands the innocence of an 11-year-old baby.
Yes, sir.
And the Lord is a just God. Tying a millstone around your neck is nothing compared to what the Lord is going to do to you. It is absolutely nothing.
Well, if I may, sir.
Come on, go ahead.
Look at look at the logic behind this scripture. It says it's better for you to tie a millstone around your neck and be thrown in the river, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand this is that once you tie that millstone around your neck and toss it into whatever body of water that you're gonna throw it in, you're not strong enough to swim up. So the Lord is saying it's better for you to die.
Mm-hmm.
It's better for you to die than to harm one of these little children.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's better for you to die struggling. Right? Because think about it, you got that millstone around your neck, you're going to struggle to get oxygen. You're going to struggle to get up out that water.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better for you to die struggling, trying to live, than to harm one of these little children. Right? And you're going to see the fate of pedophiles. The Lord said it's better for you to tie a millstone around your neck and jump in the river, jump in the ocean, jump in the lake, jump in a huge body of water and die struggling.
Now, what's the next one they got listed here? Israel united in Christ.
Oh, no, that's the purple guys.
Those are purple guys. Now, should the people in Great Millstone, GMS, should they beware of anybody that says they're the only ones with the truth? Or maybe it's the people in IUIC that should beware. Maybe it's the ambassadors of Christ, or Lions of Israel, or House of Israel, or Light of Zion. Why should all of them beware of somebody that says they're the only ones with the truth? Who gives a fuck if we all teach the same thing?
If you don't teach the same thing, who gives a shit?
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Like you can see the fruits of an organization. You can see the fruits of a leader. You know what I mean? You'll see their fruits. I thought it's interesting that, and part of the reason I appreciated the video you sent me, Abawan, is what are they over in Genesis now teaching that white people can be saved?
Yeah. I don't know where they get that from. It's not in the Bible. I'll read.
I could have swore that those niggas at the Sakari said, you know, we teach the One West doctrine. I could have swore that all these groups here said we all teach the One West doctrine. One West never taught that the man that raped, robbed, and murdered you for over 400 years
needs salvation.
Needs salvation. I didn't know the people that ruled the fucking planet needed salvation, Arborn.
They already got it.
They're already ruling. Like
they're already in rulership.
I wasn't saying Luke 1 in chapter or verse around 70 that we would be saved from our enemies in the hands of those that hate us. So white people are gonna get saved from the people that are ruling over them?
There's nobody ruling over them.
All the people oppressing them?
Oh, I know what it is. Their brothers and sisters are ruling over them. That's what it is. Right? They got their children are ruling over them. You ever see these little kids, these little Edomite kids cuss their parents out in the damn shopping mall or the store or the grocery store?
Mm-hmm.
Call their mama all type of wicked names. Mm-hmm. Their children ruling over them. Right? But yet still a black man can't walk past her and she not hold her purse like this. If you look at these mass shooters, sir, they have mothers and fathers in the household. It seemed like to me being a Edomite with a 2-parent household should be looked at because you might become a mass shooter. That should be looked at. You might become, if you look at any of these mass shootings, these individuals come from 2-parent households, right? And another thing I've watched these mass shooters, sir, what is with them and they're being affiliated with the LGBTQ, right? So you can a white man could be homosexual, but you cannot effeminize him, because once you effeminize him, he want to go shoot the damn school up. Right. So you doing all this, you know, they got some rumors coming out with Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. You know, they got rumors coming out about them. But who's to say what was going on in Epstein Island?
Right.
Who's to say what was going on over there? Right. For some reason, they're trying to keep it locked up.
That's right.
They're trying to keep it locked up. And the whole time, black man, Native American man, Hispanic man, you not seeing that these are your leaders. These are your leaders. What's his name? Donald Trump is your president of the United States. The president of Babylon is Donald Trump. He's your leader. He has 34 felonies.
Right.
He has 34 felonies and got a job. Think about that. Think about how many brothers you know ain't got no felonies, can't find a job. Filling out 100 applications a week. Right? Sisters, filling out 100 applications a week. Right? Nobody will hire him. Donald Trump is the big boss of America, and this dude has 34 felonies. What you got there, sir?
Mm-hmm. We got just a couple comments. We got a priest, an officer of war, right? Shalom Yabashim Shabbat. He said, Salakia, sir, Jeremiah 17 verse 5 says, these niggas trusted in man, that why they left the truth. David is dead and buried. Right? He says, I was there too. Stop. You know what I mean? Damn right. You know what I mean? Damn right. You know, another verse in Jeremiah, like Jeremiah was saying, like, you have left the traditions of your fathers. You left the traditions of your fathers to go and teach some other bullshit. That's why you err. You teach something that goes against the Most High. You go and teach one thing that's off. I don't give a fuck what it is. You teach one thing that the Most High never taught. You are going to destroy the planet Earth. You are going to get somebody harmed. It's going to get somebody unalived. Wisdom of Solomon says that the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the end, the cause of all evil. You put one thing before God and evil enters the earth. One thing. Doesn't matter what it is. You are going to start bringing evil on this earth.
Damn
You know
right.
what I mean?
If I may, sir.
Come on, go ahead.
This is Revelations. I'm gonna read this is chapter 22. I'm gonna read verse 18 and 19. Right? Revelations chapter 22, verse 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the word of the prophecies of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. Verse 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book.
Right.
Understand is that these fake groups, y'all got to deal with God. He said, if you add to it, if you take away, if you add to it, he's going to add to the plagues to you. Think about this. The plagues that go on in this book, in this Bible, he's going to add those plagues to your life. Right? And if you take away from it, it's going to take away your name off the book of life. Think about this. You saying that Edomites can be saved, you're adding to this book. You're adding to it. And those plagues are going to be added to you. That's just what the scripture says. It's not me. Don't get upset with me. It's not what I say. I'm just reading what the scripture say. Am I correct, sir? Did I add anything or take anything away from it?
You are repeating what the men above you have taught you.
Damn right.
You are repeating what the men above them taught them.
Yes, sir.
You are repeating what a righteous leader was trying to teach this fucking earth. Because you go and add anything, any different doctrine, you're going to start harming people on this earth. And you do that, the Lord is going to harm you. He's going to add plagues into your life because you're destroying other people's lives. You should not be afraid of somebody that says we're the only place with the truth. Because only one man has the truth. That's it. That's such a perfect precept you brought out, Avalon. You know what I mean? And it goes right in line with this next clip. Let me play this real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I was saying this. What's happening is Yahweh is waking up the elect.
I don't know
That's all that's happening. So,
but when you said our pissy ass doctrine, I'm trying to get to that. Like, what is that?
Oh, okay. Salvation is only for Israel. This poor ass doctrine.
Why?
Yahweh Shai is not dealing with that.
Why?
So I'm explaining to you what's happening. I'm about to explain it to you. So Yahweh has had his hand with the Israelites in One West. That's true. But that's over with. The only it's
Good night. He said Yahweh Shai had his hand on the elders of One West.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying that the elders of One West had the Spirit of Christ? You have the Spirit of Christ. You're doing what Christ said. That's what that means, Abba.
Yes.
You're following Christ. Now, you telling me that at one point in time that Christ's Spirit taught this, and 10 years later, Christ's Spirit taught something different, and 20 years after that, Christ's Spirit taught something different? Do you understand how wicked as hell that some of these brothers are? Christ, the scriptures say that the Lord doesn't change. What that means is if he says, thou shalt not steal, or thou shalt not unalive, right with fucking Cain and Abel, 7,000 years later, that is not going to change.
It's not.
There is not another doctrine coming on this earth. There will be none. You can believe Christ will not stand for any other doctrine. There is no way in hell that Christ is going to allow something else to be taught on this earth, or something else to rule this earth when he comes back. You telling me Yahweh Shai was with One West? And now what?
the same comparison before Yahweh Shai taught his doctrine. We were all Pharisees. We were all under the law. We were teaching these things that was solid, and it was the truth. But Yahweh Shai is ushering his spirit in Israel for us to wake up. Bro, our elders, they were wrong, huh? They lied.
Damn. So the elders of One West were wrong, but they had the spirit of Christ? The elders of One West lied about the truth of the Bible? The truth of Christ? The doctrine, the baptism, the one faith? The elders lied about that, but at the same time, Christ was with those elders? Nigga, you unstable as hell. Sulaki, grab that verse for me if you could. I've quoted that a couple times.
Which one? Unstable?
A double-minded man.
Double-minded man?
You know what I mean? Let me pull up the definition of double-minded.
Sound like he got some double XY chromosomes or something.
This is the definition. It says the term double-minded is defined as wavering in mind, undecided, or vacillity. It originates from the Greek word dipsukos, which means a person with two minds or souls. That's what double-minded means. I thought we were supposed to be one mind. One? Isn't that what you read?
I got the scripture, sir. Is this one you want?
This
is James 1:8. James chapter 1 and verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Because if you have two minds, Christ is saying you have two minds. That's what it means to be double-minded. Multiple minds. Your mind wavers. What does it mean to waver? Well, at one time, Christ taught only Israel could be saved. And then another year, 10 years later, Christ taught we all could be saved. And 20 years later, Esau's the Arab. And another 10 years later, a man can't have multiple wives. And another 10 years after that, a man can sleep with an underage woman. 20 years after that, we can celebrate Thanksgiving. That you unstable as hell. And the proof is in the pudding. These groups go from GMS to Sakari to getting butt plugs up their ass to going to Genesis to saying white people can be saved. The people that raped, robbed, and murdered your ancestors, the people that oppress you every day, the people sending ICE agents after you to take you away from your family and your kids, deport you in another country, put you in a jail cell, and put you right back on that slave plantation working for free.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a jail cell picking cotton, Ahabawan. They go out on the yard and pick cotton for free. These are the people that are going to be saved. That is not justice. That is not love.
It's not.
That is not what love is, Ahabawan.
You know what it sounds like to me, sir?
Go ahead.
When you have the sexual assault victim and the what you call it, the person that did it to them, you can't have them in the same room together, right? You can't have them in the same. You know, when you look through, when you got the victim and the criminal,
right?
You got to look through the glass.
Yeah.
You got to look through that glass to see them, right? So they keep them in separate rooms, you know, keep them separated because you don't want that person to be, you know, afraid, the victim to be afraid, but at the same time, you don't want the criminal to have any control over the victim.
That's right.
Right. So what you do is they got the two-way glass that you look through and they ask the sexual assault victim, is this the person that did such to you?
Mm-hmm.
They say yeah or nay. Yes, that's such. He did this, he did that, or she did this, she did that. It was that person right there. Yeah. So the victim can say in confidence and in protection, right? If that victim, you know, if the victim and the criminal can be saved, it's no reason to put the criminal on trial.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. There's no reason to put the criminal on trial. Why put him on trial at all? Why have this victim go through reliving this different ordeal when you're not going to put him on trial, you're not going to convict him, you're not going to give the victim justice, right? So with saying that is that if Esau can be saved, that doesn't give blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics justice.
Hell no.
It don't give them justice. Look, 77 million of our people was unalive during the Trail of Tears, right? Slavery, Jim Crow. Look at these things, right? We was just talking about the Alamo the other day. These are the things that we had to fight for. These are the things that we went through. So if Esau does not have to pay for those crimes, then why put him on trial?
Mm-hmm.
Why even call, if he doesn't have to pay for his trial, for his crimes, why even say the white man the devil?
Sure.
Why even say that? It doesn't matter if he's a deceiver or not. If he doesn't have to pay for his crimes, it doesn't matter if he's a deceiver.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It doesn't matter if he's the devil. It doesn't matter because if he doesn't have to pay for his crimes, we're just gonna let him go. You're gonna do what Martin Luther King did and just hold his hands and walk down the street with him. That ain't us.
Mm-hmm. That's heavy. You know what I mean? That's real heavy, Ahabawan. And you know, it made me again think back to that sister, you know, who had to stare at the man that molested her as a child, Malachi Z. York. Let me play a little bit more of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You gotta understand how afraid was this sister when she had to point. Think about York is a very powerful. Well, he was a very powerful man, right? He's a very powerful man. They policed almost themselves. The FBI didn't want to run up into York's establishment because they didn't want another Waco, Texas.
Right.
If you remember what happened in Waco, Texas, a lot of people got unalive because of the fires, and the FBI was trying to blame it on the cult members, and the cult members blamed it on the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't want another Waco, Texas incident. If you're not familiar with Waco, Texas, look up what's his name, David Koresh.
Yep.
Look up David Koresh in Waco, Texas. He told everybody he told people it was a white man, and he told people he was Jesus. He said, "I'm Jesus," and the individual wore glasses. And I'm thinking, if Jesus spit in some dirt, in some mud, and he wiped it on the man's eyes, and this man went from being blind to being able to see, right? How in the hell does he wear glasses?
Yeah, right. Let me I'm gonna play this.
I guess he didn't look at Revelations and see what Jesus looked like either.
Right. Good night.
I'd have asked his ass to walk on water. Before I joined this cult, walk on water. I got some water right here. Can you turn this into wine?
Mm-hmm.
You got to do something. If a white man tell me he Jesus, he got to do something that Jesus did. All right, Lazarus is dead. Raise him from the dead.
Let me play this.
Wasn't something that I wanted to do, and he just kind of held me down and just did it. I was miserable. I used to write him many letters saying that I hated my life.
Yep.
She couldn't even say what he did. She just said he did it.
Yeah, come.
Think about how much mind control he had over these women, over these people in this cult. And y'all want to call us cult. That's funny. But look how much mind control. She couldn't even say that he sexually assaulted her. She had to say it. Right. The meaning, not just the action, but herself.
Yep.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah, and again, to your point, like you telling me that the man that did this to her is going to be in the same heaven that she's going to.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's what Genesis would have you believe.
Mm-hmm.
Same people that abused you for hundreds of years is going to be with you in heaven. Come on, man.
That sucks. The people that abuse you in heaven with you, it's still hell to you. It's not heaven, because where's the justice? Right? And I tell my Christian friends this all the time when they say everybody can be saved. I say, when you was a slave, right? When your people were slaves, what did your people pray for? And they immediately say freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Then I asked them what the slave owners pray for.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't pray for your freedom. And with them not praying for your freedom, they actually prayed that you had more children so they could have more slaves.
Right.
Right. And so that means that we're praying to God, right? Just say you pray to the same God. Y'all praying to the same God about two different things. He can't give you freedom and give this man more slaves. Well, not to say God can't, right? But God is not going to give this man freedom and give this man more slaves. And they're from two different nations. And one is his child. The slave is his child. The slave owner is just a whipping stick for his child until his child get in order.
Mm-hmm. God.
You ain't granting both blessings, right?
God. Yeah, so like my mind is just stuck on
Oh, let's hear it.
You know, the value of a leader.
Yes, sir.
And not just any leader, but a righteous leader.
Damn right.
They're like, we should be tired of all the evil that we see on this earth. You know what I mean? Before hearing about the ISUPK, you know, they teach us. They teach you in elementary school and high school. You know, they start having close classes. What's that called? Social studies or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they start teaching you different things going on in the earth. You know what I mean? Shit, I remember being in school and they started teaching about recycling and waste management.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Teaching people that, you know, we gotta save the animals and we gotta recycle. You know what I mean? We gotta, you know, be better with our waste management because we're destroying the earth. It's like, wait a minute. I'm in the 5th fucking grade. I'm in the 5th grade and I'm the one destroying the earth.
Destroying the damn earth. Damn 5th graders.
Come on, man. There's people running this earth. I didn't put the fucking factory that produces 1 million tons of plastic every day and dumps it in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do that.
If they stop eating damn crab and shrimp and shit, they eat that up.
Right?
Stop eating the damn crab and shrimp.
Good night. Like, we really got to be tired, you know what I mean, of letting evil win. We got to be tired of letting evil rule.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Then this is why, like the prophet Ezra said, you know, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, because the prophet Ezra was seeing and asking that angel, you know, when is all this misery going to end? He wanted to know when all the suffering was going to stop. And he's asking the angel, when are these things going to happen? These things going to take place? And the angel was letting him know that, you know, this rulership is only for a time.
Mm-hmm.
It's only for a time. And when their rulership is done, what's it say in Jeremiah 31? That there won't be any tears anymore. That there won't be any wars anymore. There's not going to be any evil ruling this earth anymore. Because love is going to win. Integrity is going to rule. And there isn't 20 different types of love. There's not 20 different types of integrity.
Damn right.
You listen to white people, they'll have you believe that, oh, it's okay for a woman to love a woman. Just leave them alone. Let them love who they want to love. But they say, let love win.
Let love win.
Let love win. You can just let love win. Then, you know, men could sleep with men and women could sleep with women, and we'd all be at peace. Don't they call us a hate group, Ahabawan?
Yes, sir.
They say we're a hate group. What is that saying? We tell the earth we're a love group.
Look, if we were a hate group, who do we hate? And what actions have we shown that we hate you?
You know what I mean? Like, we really got to understand there's only one love. That's keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. There's only one truth. You know what I mean? The only brother, you know, worthy to rule is our King Yahushua.
Damn right.
And under our King Yahushua, you damn sure believe that one West was resurrected. And those 7 elders came and they taught something beautiful. They taught us how to love.
Yes, sir.
That's what they taught us. They taught us how to be men and women of integrity. Now you go off and you teach another doctrine, You go off and you teach something that the men above you didn't teach. You go off and do something that the men above you said you cannot do. And you are not a part of this body. You understand? You are not following a leader. You're not following a righteous leader. Christ said, let them love in word and in deed.
And indeed.
So you out here claiming you're a trooper and you smoking weed every day. What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, sir. What I do with drug addicts, I let them know, like, you know, if you call all drug addicts crackheads, they understand, you know, how bad it is for them to, you know, to be a drug addict, because they only look down on crackheads.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. You got people that's out here popping pills, smoking weed. They only look down on crackheads.
Right.
So what I've learned, you know, if they smoking weed, smoke a cigarette, call them a crackhead, and watch how they immediately pull that thing away from their face.
Right.
But, you know, sir, you want to take us out?
Yeah. Let me address one comment. There's someone's going off in the chat.
Oh.
Right. This Prince Nahar said, "You're going off with the marriage to women's law. Show me scripture where we can have more than one wife." And it's like, I can't get off just looking at your name. Like, who taught you what Yasharallah means?
Mm-hmm.
And the person who taught you what Yasharallah means, where did they come from? Who taught them that Hebrew?
Mm-hmm.
Because the people that originally taught this, they taught a man could have multiple wives. You go off and start teaching something else.
Did we bring up Solomon?
Good night.
Did we bring up Solomon?
Right.
Right. Who else we talked about tonight? We talked about Solomon. Solomon had a bunch of wives. Right. Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel,
right,
had 4 wives.
That's exactly what I was thinking of, Abba One.
Come on, man.
Your Prince
again. Right. Go to Isaiah 4:1. When the women said they'll take care of their own clothes, they'll get their own food, they'll take care of their own apparel, right? And I'm paraphrasing. Just so they can be called by your name, Shariwan, sir, Adawan, so they can be called by your name.
Okay.
But my thing is, and then Christ said he did not come to do what? Right?
That's
in Matthew 5:17. He ain't coming away to take away nothing, one iota, one dot,
right?
Right? Of what the prophet said.
Right.
Come on, you got to read this word. You got to read this word.
Right.
And if you want to learn some of the truths of this Bible, come to the home of the truth, ISUPK.
Damn right.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It's on you, sir.
Where there will be much polygamy.
Much.
All right. Again, Thawad for tuning in. This is another Monday Night History class. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. All right. And come home. You understand that? That's another thing that's heavy about Commanding General Yohanan. He has given the order for all camps to come together. All camps are ordered to come together, not to be divided, but to be one body, one mind, one doctrine. And with that, I say shalom.